Hello everyone, Krydax here. Welcome back to our Pyanodons playthrough. In this episode, we're going to slowly continue the slog towards green science. I've done a couple little things since last episode, one of which is setting up some automation for cages, because I'm sure we'll need lots of those in the future. And we'll just grab the ones we have so far. It's just making some solder, some iron sticks, and then combining that with titanium. So a pretty simple recipe. And then I also had forgotten to route titanium backwards to our rubber production. So I had to do that to get the rubber flowing again, which we don't need a bunch of yet, but it's there. And then I also routed, I kind of realized we have a ton of coke that's left over as a byproduct from our syngas that we're powering our base with. Because we could turn the coke into a little bit more coal gas and tar, but it's just a horrible ratio, so I figured I'd rather have just the coke as an output. And so what I did is I put a filter mini loader output. I guess it's just a regular loader, not a mini loader. Different mods. And I'm actually using that coke before I use the coke from this facility. The downside to this is I won't have as much coke oven gas if I'm using this coke, especially since there's like 25,000 stored up. So I might run out of hot air, which means I might need to supplement my hot air facility with regular stones to be input in case I run out. But we'll see how that goes. For now, it's fine. And I think that's everything I've done since the last episode. So in this episode, I think we're going to work towards getting Auogs, which will be able to produce manure. And manure is needed for quite a few different things, so we'll slowly work towards that. And I also, there's one other thing I did, is I looked in Helmod at kind of what we did last episode with the biomass, and it turns out this is actually the most space compact way to get biomass, at least that I know of at the current science level. Because the only other option that I think would be good is logs. But I set up the same, we get 6.24 from the 9 moss farms. And if we wanted to get 6.24 from logs, we would need all of these buildings, which I don't think we could fit inside of one small, what are these called? Factory buildings? Because I would need 3 just of the fastwood forestries. Technically 3.2. And I don't think there's any way I could fit that in there. And if I use the ash recipe, it would probably go faster. But I don't know where I would get ash. Because the whole idea of this is to produce biomass from nothing. So I don't know where the ash would come from. I would maybe have to burn burn wood. I don't even know if you can burn wood. Maybe burn moss in a burner, and then that takes up even more resources to make the ash, and it's probably not even worth it. So anyway, I am going to grab some biomass here. Actually, I might just have it on a belt. And we can just input directly here. And while we're at it, maybe we should get moss going as well. To do this, we can actually get moss as an output as well as biomass. So let's do that. And this way we can kind of fire and forget a little bit more on our Vrauk stuff. Although those require sap. So why don't I grab, what's the input rate? 0.03. And it does have Vrauks in it, right? Yeah, okay. So let's grab a sap extractor. If I can find it. All these plant buildings look the same. There we go. And then I think I'm making sap trees down here, so I'll grab 2 of these bad boys. And what's the output rate on a sap extractor? 0.05. We just said 0.03, right? Yeah. Okay, so 1 sap extractor can handle that building. Sap is one of the few easy resources in Pyanodons. All you have to do is just power it up and you get the stuff. And that is quite nice. Sap tree. There we go. So now we've got biomass, moss, and we need water barrels to also be on some sort of loop. This is a total mess. I'm just gonna remove all this. Except I can't, because I don't have enough inventory space. You know what? I actually think it's worth it to research some more inventory space. That's 300 red science, but it's worth it. I'm tired of running out of inventory space. Don't even have enough space to transfer things easily. So we'll put my inventory in that one so that I can move things more easily. It's a horrible way to do it. Okay. So at this point, we want some sort of belt that has water barrels and empty water barrels, maybe, or just empty barrels on the other side. And we've got plenty of space here to do our underground sideways inserters so as to not use more space. But I think what I want to do is put... We'll fill the barrels with water somewhere. I should probably just move this whole deal over. So we'll move some water over here. And we will make our automated factory in this corner. Which, of course, more stuff is in the way. Someday I'm going to have to clean all this up. But today is not that day. Oh my goodness. This is insane. It's all these barrels. Okay. So then we want our automated factory. And we'll put it up here in the corner. And this will fill water barrels. Okay. So then I want to place on the far side of the belt there. And then we're going to have to loop this back. Okay, so we need to feed it with regular barrels first, so that we can get everything on belts. .013, I mean, I'm not going to need very many water barrels per second, that's for sure. Oh, and then I need some sort of filter. Because I'm probably going to have this keep going that way. So then we will just filter out the empty barrels and have those go back. And we can just kind of move this setup to the right as we add more aliens. Alien life things. For now, what I'll do is put this one and just fill this guy with water barrels. And then grab all of those. Okay, so then I need... The problem is there's multiple outputs here, so we might need filter inserters. I could either use filter inserters or just splitters. But I think I'd rather have filter inserters. Okay, where are they? I need to put them on my hotbar now that I can actually craft them because I have plenty of duralumin. So we will filter out empty barrels. And then we'll do that on each of these buildings. Okay. More empty barrels. I think it's going to be faster to just drop them. Okay. So that's all set up. And now we need to make sure we're handling the actual animal outputs. So we have another filter inserter or two. This one is for caged Brauk. Oh, we also need cages. Huh. You know, maybe I should shoot. But this one doesn't need cages. Yeah, this is fine. Okay, so we'll have the caged Brauk here. And then we need a little factory. Basically uncaging them. And now we need to be... Yeah, this needs to be a little bit farther down. Because we're going to need to insert cages, which we'll put on a belt right here. So this needs to be making Brauks. And then we need to put those on a belt. Filter, right, cage. Put that back on a belt. Brauks will go in a chest. This is messy, to say the least. But I think that'll work. And do I have any in my inventory? I just have a bunch of regular Brauks. Which is good, because, you know, I need 10 for each one of these Brauk paddocks that I ever make. I wonder what they stack to. They don't tell you because they're some sort of different item. It's not a regular item, so I don't know their stack size. Okay, Okay, but we actually need cages in here. And then we also need some way to add in extra cages when we run out to fully automate the system. But maybe I don't need to worry about that because these are monumentally slow anyway. So we're not going to worry about that. And then this guy is not getting water barrels. There we go. Okay. So that should do it. Except we need the cocoon output. Cocoon. And we'll just put those in a chest. Alright. And I have 38 cocoons, which is plenty to make what I need to make for Auogs. I need the cDNA, which is made in here. Do I have retrovirus yet? Maybe I didn't make retrovirus. I can't remember. Oh, that's where the cocoons go. In here, okay. And we have all the petri dishes that we needed, I think. Yeah, I just need one of everything except for grout cocoons. So, my incubator is incubating. Man, these buildings are so cool. The little roof slides back to show you what's inside. That's so neat. Okay, I might need some more of the plasmids though, so I'll need to make some more Zogna bacteria here in a minute. And I'm trying to remember, I think I need lamps for that. And petri dishes, so I'll go grab a few more petri dishes. We've run out of fuel. Now let's see. Let's grab some more crushed coal. I know there's a bunch right here. That should last half of forever, at least. Okay, petri dishes. We'll grab everything we got. And I'll even make that a couple squares longer. Someday we might have all this automated. We just need bots. I mean, the amount of items is just too insane to belt things everywhere. So, at this point, we're just trying to bootstrap our way to bots. Because once we have green science, the bots come pretty quick, I think, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, these cargo Pynobots, we already have literally everything we need for them. Because I think belts are just rubber. And then we just need to make some lubricant, which I seem to remember is fairly easy, unless that's changed with AlienLife. And then we can get logistic system as well. Now we do need a lot of green science, 500 for these. But these just need steel chests and circuit boards, and then the roboports. I think there's a Pyanodons roboport, because these take red circuits, which will be hundreds of hours into the game. But yeah, we get these Pi roboports, which we also can actually already make them. We could make construction bots if we wanted to. I just don't really see the point of construction bots since I have the nanobots. So yeah, once we get green science, we will jump into the world of robots and never look back, because there are so many items, and we will also need circuits. Between circuits and logistics, we can easily set priority systems where it's like, oh, only insert this into an active provider if the amount in the system is less than 1,000. So then, you know, we can easily kind of prioritize certain outputs for ash and coke and things like that. Alright, back to our retrovirus. This was supposed to make 12. I guess I didn't quite have enough cocoons. Shoot. Well, we're close. We'll settle for 10 right now. Take all that back, and then we'll make some more Zogna bacteria. And so switch this over to compressed air. we'll make some more plasmids. Because if I'm remembering correctly, we need one for each. Yeah, one plasmid, one retrovirus. Alright. This has been a large effort to make cDNA, but I think we finally got there. And it's made in this building? Is that right? Nope. Neither of these. It's made in this one. I don't know if I have enough moss gene samples though, so we're gonna have to make some more of those. And I need some more moss, which we now have plenty of. Or if I can just grab it, yeah, out of these buildings. $20 moss each and 2 glassware each. So I might need some more glassware. We'll go grab some more. Just in case. Our new inventory space coming in clutch. I think I doubled... Yeah, I doubled the bonus. So even though the research says 5, the mod has some settings where you can be like, well, I want it to actually give me twice as much as that every time. And I think that's reasonable for Pyanodons. Pretty much anything that makes your life easier is reasonable for Pyanodons, let's be honest. Okay. We got some moss gene samples, and... forget how many I need. 5 per cDNA. So I'll actually need 60 of these overall, which is a lot. So we'll just put some things in a chest. Now it can feed itself. Though that inserter's not going to be fast enough. And finally, what else do I need? So I'm getting the cDNA. I'm going to go grab some more biosamples, which means I might not even have any. No, I do. Okay, great. We've run out of steel, glass, titanium, and lead. So we'll feed you some more lead. Get some more biosamples going. And then we'll have to make those little codex things, which, if I'm remembering correctly, we need a bunch of red science for that, actually. So I'll grab 2 stacks of red science. And I have steel chests and something else. What do we need? Okay, we need bear DNA, generic earth DNA, and an Aug codex. Okay, so I need some steel chests. I need 1 steel chest for each of these, so I'm going to make 2 to jumpstart again. And then bear DNA requires, wow, okay, so 100 each. So we need a full stack, 2 steel chests, and 10 of these codexes, which need a bunch of tinned cable and circuit boards. So 10 AUG codexes. 5, 10. Okay, we're gonna go grab some cables because we don't want to be handcrafting those. Wow, that's still handcrafting cables. Okay, this will go slow, but we'll get there. And then I think that will be it. Okay, so we've got our 2 generic earth DNA. Put in the science, 2 chests, and we've got 5 already. Oh, that's going to take a while to craft. So another 5-minute crafting time. Okay, so we need some more moss for our moss gene samples. That should do it. starting to get excited. Get a whole new animal. And then I might actually move these over to be lined up with these guys because they're going to need the same resources. Should probably leave a space here and there in case we need belts to go in between. Yeah, so once we have the Auogs, we can make manure. But first we need to make the Auogs. But we need the Auogs to make the Auogs. Classic loops. Okay. And we will insert. Should be fine. I just realized these are one tile bigger. Yeah, definitely not gonna need 2 inserters for that. And then we'll need the water barrels and cages. So the cages idea was not great. Maybe we'll just have a separate little setup like this. I'll just copy this over here. Do the same thing. And then this will be doing the same thing with Auogs, and these will be filtered on, well, I don't have them, but once I have them, they will be filtered on caged Auogs. Bam. And then we need our underground belt. Our water. Yeah, and we'll have our empty barrels come out over here. Leave some space. Okay. And then we probably should have some sort of way to get more empty barrels into the system, at least for now. So we'll keep this kind of thing going. And we can put some more steel into here to make sure that's filled up. All right. So the cages we need to manually feed in again. We'll do that. And look at that, we've got 1 bare DNA. Now we've got a second crafting. Oh wait, we need 4 bare DNA. Is that right? No, it's the earth sample. So I didn't make enough of the earth sample ones. That's okay. And I need to handcraft 2 more codexes. And then we actually need water in the building, which is convenient. We already have some right there. And we'll switch our gene lab over to cDNA and see if we've got everything we need. So I need some more glassware. I need substrate. And then we'll be in business. Okay. And I have no glassware. That's not good. I have no rubber stoppers. I've run out of latex. Ah, yes. Haven't run into this problem in a while, but here we are. This formic acid is the bane of my existence. I'm gonna go grab a few more stacks of iron and copper. You know, I'm starting to potentially regret this bus. I feel like the bus for ore is good, but by the time we really even want to use all of this, I feel like we're already gonna have robots, so I maybe wasted some time here. But I mean, that's the name of the game in Factorio. Okay, this should keep me going for a while. And I think formic acid can be made actually from animals. That's not going to happen for a while. PyScience Pack is incredibly complicated. But what about advanced rendering? Yeah, so once we have green science, 1 Vrauk equals 400 formic acid. So that might be a good way to do this. We can't do that for a while. We can do regular rendering, so we could actually just, right now, even at this tech level, get 200 formic acid, and then we just get some extra stuff that we don't currently have a use for, but I'm sure we'll need at some point. But I mean, 2 iron and 2 copper, well, I guess 4 iron and 4 copper to make 200 formic acid, I think is a lot easier than an entire Vrauk. Ah, these miners are really starting to mine out this coal patch. How much do we have left? Only 650,000. We might have to make use of another patch soon. There's a ton down here, though. 19 million right there. Yeah, that should do it. Yeah, I mean, I guess a Vrauk isn't that expensive at the end of the day. The biomass is free. The water is free in terms of resources. They just cost power. And the moss is free. So really, a Vrauk only costs 30% of a cage, is maybe the best way to think about it. So it's either 4 iron and 4 copper for that formic acid, or it's 30% of a cage. And 30% of a cage is only, you know, a third, about. So 5 iron sticks, which is about 2 iron, about 2 titanium, and a little less than 1 solder. So, I mean, it's a little bit more complicated in terms of the resources needed, but I don't know. I don't really know. And we would need a bunch of these buildings. So, I think we'll stick with iron and copper for now as a way to make formic acid. And have we gotten... Oh, right. We need to fill this. And I didn't have glassware. Okay. We're getting there. So, bare DNA. We've got 2. We've got 2 codexes. So we need 2 more Earth DNA samples. And then we need to go grab more of the glassware, which is hopefully crafting. While we're here, we'll get some more biosamples. Glassware, here we go. Hopefully that's enough. You know, I have a hunch that we're actually producing more coke from this process of making power than we're using. So I'm curious if we'll just completely run out of hot air at some point. But these 2 buildings represent the hot coke oven gas that can still make hot air, and they're both completely full. So, oops. So that should be fine for a while. Alright, so we need some glassware in here. Bam! cDNA. It was oh so long ago that we looked at needing cDNA, and now we have it. And I've only... So I need a lot of incubated petri dishes, I guess. Okay, we'll grab some more of that. I think we have a bunch on this belt here. And then we'll grab some more glass while we're here. And there will be something else that I've run out of, I'm sure. Okie dokie. So, incubated petri dishes go in. We've got these 2 now. We only need 20 biosample and 6 cDNA. Alright, there it is. we've begun the crafting of our first Aug. Plus 670% speed, so pretty important to have more of them, I think. What's the base speed? Base crafting speed on these things is 0.075. So pretty slow by default, and they can only hold 4 modules, so... Okay, and we've got some cages already kind of here to prime the pump. I might actually have too many. We're going to take those out real quick. Because we need this inserter to be able to put down the Auogs once they finish. Look at that, we've already got 31 cocoons. Crazy stuff. Has it been 31 minutes? Because we only produce about 1 per minute. How the time flies, I guess. Why does this not have water barrels? I guess I never put an inserter. Okay, there we go. Yeah, same problem here. We actually have too many cages here. Yeah, this is not a good system. I'll give you that. But I don't know how to fix it easily. Alright, we're going to speed things up a little bit more just to finish this first one. So we can actually get to see them in action. I wonder what they look like. They did have Auogs in the old Pyanodons, so if they're similar, they're kind of like these big... almost like the Wampas from Star Wars kind of looking things. We'll see if they're the same. Or maybe... Oh, we don't have any water barrel input. Oh. Whoa. Those are like giant turtle spiny lizard things. Nice. Okay, and the crafting speed is 160 seconds. But it's already at 0.5. Okay, so these buildings I think are going to produce a little faster than the Vrauks. Because the Vrauks max out at 0.7 crafting speed. And I think when we get 3 more Augs, this is going to be closer to like... I don't even know. 2. So that'll be a lot faster. And we have our second one, so I'll get this one started. And same problem, we forgot about inserting the water barrels. And there we go. We also forgot about the empty barrels. Empty. Okay. And again, we have a few too many cages here. So, sweet, we've already got another one. Speed that bad boy up. Now it's at 1.08. And we've got Auogs automated. And then I will need one to start making manure. So we'll go ahead and take a look at what that requires. So it's literally the same stuff, a little bit more moss, a little bit less biomass, but we don't need cages, which is nice. Also, the Aug food is going to be really nice once we have it, but I have a feeling it's not going to be easy. Yeah, we need starch, which we can't get for quite a while. It's a green science research. And then we also need to get the whole mushroom thing going on, which I'm not totally sure what these do for me. I guess they're food in a lot of different recipes, so we'll probably need them to make food. in the old Pyanodons, yeah, you can still do this. You can make coal directly from the little mushrooms. But I feel like that's not a great ratio. So it's probably easier to just mine the coal. Now this, however, making sulfur or iron ore, that might be useful. It's interesting. Let's see. So we'll continue this on. Cut this to here. And then we'll copy these. Okay, that should do it. Wow, we've already got 5. You know, time multipliers are great. So now these guys are both full. Final crafting speed of 2.085. So they produce per minute over 1 caged Aug. That's nice. And then I'm just going to take these out real quick and put them in here. I'm curious. Wow, that is not a lot of manure. 0.05 per second. So manure production is pretty slow. Looking at our... I think we needed it in circuit boards. Yeah, we're going to need 20 Aug paddocks to get 1 circuit per second. And that's just to make this liquid manure stuff that's used for urea. I may need to downgrade my desires for circuit boards to maybe half a circuit board per second to make the numbers here a little bit more manageable. Although really that's the only, looking at our building counts, you know, 3 of something, 3 of something. That's not too crazy. We only need 4 kickout plantations and just tiny portions of most of those other buildings. That's not crazy. None of this is crazy. So really, it's only the Aug paddocks that are required in large numbers to make all the urea, which makes the cyanic acid and ammonia plus the melamine. So we need a decent amount of it. And I don't think there's another way to make it at this point in the game. Oh yeah, so we can make it out of blood, but that's very difficult to get. I don't even know if we actually can get blood yet. There might be some rendering processes that we can... Yeah, I can't make Ulrichs though. I don't think. Caged Augs. Yeah, okay, so I could get a little bit. If, you know, but I would need 2 Augs to make 100 blood to make 10 urea. So what's easier, 2 Augs or... Maybe this isn't crazy. So 2 Augs would be enough to make 10, so I need 6 Augs or 100 liquid manure, which is 10 manure. To get the same amount of urea. And I wouldn't need Zogna bacteria, which is kind of nice if I use the blood. So, also we use this atomizer thing, which is a weird building. Can I build that? Oh, I need nickel. Don't have nickel yet. Can I make nickel? Yeah, I can. I can actually make it out of tar or mine it with syngas. Okay, anyway. So 6 Augs or 10 manure. I'm guessing 10 manure is easier. So I get 1 manure per 40 seconds with a fully staffed I guess we can call them staff. They're working for me, right? Fully staffed building. would be 1 per 40 seconds. So 10 manure would be 400 seconds of these guys going and only using free resources. Whereas actually making Auogs, we get 0.7 per 160. So yeah, that's definitely going to be slower, because if I need 6 of those, that's like, how do I get to 0.7 from 6? That's like 12. Is that right? No, what am I doing? So 0.7 to 6 would be like 10 craftings. 9 craftings. So 9 times 160 seconds, that's 1600 seconds-ish, 1500 seconds. This would only be 400 seconds. 5 craftings. Yeah. So manure is still the way to go. Also, are these running? Yeah, they're just very slow. And we took all the guys out of here. Anyway, so we've got Auogs running, which means we've got manure as an output, finally. We'll start storing that up, because we need, for every single circuit board, we need 1 manure, is almost exactly the ratio. So we will start storing that up, and at least for now we might just manually ferry it. Stacks to 500, so sweet. We've automated yet another AlienLife form. And I think in the next episode, we'll work on getting the rest of the life forms that we can unlock, which include you know, I don't actually know, where do we get, because we were talking about moon drops. That's going to be needed. It looks like we just make them in a botanical nursery, and we need flower DNA samples. Okay. And then, so let's actually plop one of those down, because I think there's 3 different kinds of plants that we'll need. And it looks like I need some more laboratory instruments, which I can craft a few right now. And okay, so in this nursery, yeah, here we go. So we're gonna want to get Krydax. That's necessary for one of the recipes. We're gonna need moondrops, and then we're gonna need Relesia. And Relesia is pretty easy. Flower DNA sample, cDNA, Relesia Codex. I assume we can already make all that, but let's find out. The flower DNA sample is just codexes in Red Science, and the codex for flower or Relesia is just circuit boards, lamps, and glass. That's all easy. Looks like these are all the same recipe, actually. So we can make all of that by hand. Sweet. Okay, and then this one needs poor alien sample and palm tree DNA sample. That's still, yeah, that's still easy. I think poor alien sample is actually what I need for green science, right? Isn't it? Right here? Yeah. So what is that made out of? That requires bone meal and Relesia seeds. Interesting. So we'll have to start with Relesia first, and bone meal, if I'm remembering correctly, we're planning on getting from Auogs themselves. Interesting. Okay. Man, we're gonna need massive quantities of Aug paddocks. And they're so big, I'm not even sure if it's worth putting them in a factory, because, I mean, technically it would be, but it might just be more pain than it's worth. I guess I could fit 4 within one of these buildings, I think, comfortably. Let's actually imagine if. So let's say we put 4 in here. Where does it actually fit? So we can have 2 belts in between them, essentially. Yeah. So we could have belts coming in from the top, belts going out the bottom. And that's all I have space for, and 2 belts in between them. I'm actually not sure if that's enough space. Huh. Because only 4 items can fit on those belts, and we need more than 4 items. Because we need 4 different things coming in and 2 different things going out. So that's 6 items that we're dealing with in total. Is there a way I can do this? Let's see. I mean, once I get chest... Well, no, because we can still only fit 4 items on 2 belts. So it doesn't look like there's a way we can do this with only... or with 4. We could fit 3, though. And maybe that's still worth it, because then I can have... You know, we have our 4 items coming in... And we run that, you know, next to the buildings. And then this one's a little hairy, but I think we can make this work, you know, with something like this. And then this kind of wraps back in. So that can be the output. Yeah. So then we can have something like that, and then the output belt comes out the bottom. A little messy. I could even potentially make each one self-sustaining in terms of water barrels, because I could easily fit, you know, a factory and a pump jack. So I could re-water the barrels inside the factory. That might be a good idea. But I'm going to want to come up with a good system for this, because we're going to need sets of 15 or 20, and you can see how large of an area that's going to be. Whereas if I just have 5 factory buildings, that only takes an area about this big. You know, something like this, instead of something like this, which would be 20 of them in real life. So we might use those factory buildings, but anyway, this episode's starting to get a little bit long, and I've been rambling for a while, not actually accomplishing anything, so thank you for your patience. But yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. Let me know what you think in the comments, and I will see you next time.